we are planning on making some more videos for you in order to spark that desire within you to learn, because if you have not learned to love to learn, then you have missed the point of education. Today I'm going to be talking about misconceptions. Okay, there's two different types of misconceptions. The first one is things that we've been told all our lives from the media, our parents, teachers, everything that from that milk is good for our bones, to that Vikings wore helmets with the horns on them, Paul Revere warned everyone that the British were coming. These things that we have known and been told all our lives that aren't exactly true. That's the first type of misconception. The second type of misconceptions are the ones that when people hear, they get excited because they feel smart, and they come up to you and they're like, hey, did you know that goldfish only have a memory for 3 seconds? But if you've watched this video, then it is your responsibility to politely inform these people that no, goldfish have memories up to 3 months at least that have been shown through studies of them navigating through mazes and such. So the second ones are ones that you don't hear as much often, but when people do hear them, they accept it. Misconceptions and false information are everywhere because we accept everything we hear as truth. Like you watching this video, you will believe everything I say on this video. You'll believe everything. So here we go. Today I'm going to be talking about top 9 misconceptions. Number 9, the Great Wall of China is the only man-made object visible from the moon. Okay, I know the Great Wall of China is really big. The length of it's over 13,000 miles, but the average height is only 33 feet and the width is 15 feet. So it's been recorded that it's practically invisible from only 180 miles up. So it's clearly not recognizable from the distance of the moon, which is over 200,000 miles. But if you look closely, you might be able to see it. Number 8, ostriches stick their head in the sand to hide from predators. No. When ostriches are threatened, they run away very quickly, very fast, topping out at speeds 43 miles an hour. They're typically preyed on by lions, leopards, hyenas, and they can outrun all of these except for the cheetahs. But when they are cornered, they fight, and they fight viciously with their powerful legs, their hard head. If ostriches hid their head in the sand to hide from predators, they would be extinct by now. Number 7, daddy long-legged spiders are the most poisonous spiders, but their fangs are too short to bite humans. First of all, there's 2 animals called daddy longlegs. One is not even a spider, so we're not even going to talk about that. But the daddy long-legged spider does have venom, but it's very little and doesn't really affect humans. Part for their fangs being too short to penetrate human skin. Their fangs are extremely similar to brown recluse spiders, which obviously can bite humans. And some of the Mythbusters have tested out that they can be bitten by daddy long-legged spiders with no effect. Number 6, people only use 10% of their brains. The brain makes up for 3% of the body's weight and uses 20% of the body's energy, so most of the brain is active all the time. Although we don't use the whole brain constantly, in a day's time we do use 100% of the brain. But if people wanted to make the argument that people only use 10% of their brain's potential, then that would be more subjective, and you could probably have a good argument for that. Number 5, Albert Einstein failed math in school. This is supposed to make students feel better about their own math grades. However, Einstein was really good at math, and he got top grades in math and science all his life. He was even quoted of saying that he had mastered differential and integral calculus by age 15. He did not fail out of school, but he did have to leave when his family moved to Italy, but he did finish somewhere else and ended up graduating from college. Number 4, Christopher Columbus set out to prove that the world was round and discovered America. Actually, the notion of a round world dates all the way back to Pythagoras in ancient Greece, 2,000 years before Columbus was even born. And some people believe that the Egyptians even had it figured out before the Greeks. Anyways, the Queen was hesitant to give Columbus funding, not because she was afraid he'd fall off the face of the earth, but because she believed that the world was actually bigger than what Columbus thought. But Columbus was sure that the world was smaller and that he could reach the Indies by way of the Atlantic. Of course, Columbus's measurements were wrong. He was a jerk to the natives by killing them and enslaving them and stuff, yet he gets a holiday. But he did discover America, if you don't count all the people before him that actually discovered it, like Armando Cortázar, Leif Erikson, and all the Native Americans. Number 3, Napoleon Bonaparte was short. He's actually used as the #1 example of short man syndrome, but he was actually 5'7", which was average height at the time. The confusion comes because French inches are longer, or were longer rather, than English inches. And so as a French man, he was considered 5'2", which is equivalent to English 5'7". However, the English didn't really like him and liked to make fun of him, so they made it sound like he was 5'2" English inches, making him short. In addition to the misunderstanding, Napoleon had bodyguards and soldiers travel with him for protection, and to feel safe, he made sure that they were very large, giving another impression that he was smaller. Number 2, bats are blind. Yes, bats use sonar to navigate in the dark, but they are not blind. Their eyes are very small, poorly developed, probably not 20/20 vision, but they are completely functional. They also have an excellent sense of hearing and smelling, and with their sonar, their eyesight, it's just good. And the number one misconception is that humans have five senses. Okay, close your eyes and touch your nose. How did you do that without tasting or smelling, touching, seeing, or hearing? How are you able to do that? Well, we have many other senses, such as limb location. We can sense pain, temperature, acceleration, passage of time. We have a sense of balance, and much, much more. Scientists are thinking that we have somewhere between 14 to 18 different senses that we have. However, animals do tend to have more senses than we do and involve some super cool stuff. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But remember, we have more than five. GWK, I'm looking forward to your videos. I learned quite a bit doing mine. Viewers, if you learned something today and you want to continue learning, please subscribe to our videos. We are going to come out with some more, and we've had some in the past that you can watch. And please, if you like it, share it with a friend, because knowledge is nothing until it is shared. Learn on.